What's up, Matt Serra? Happy 50th birthday. More life, more blessings. You've been a big part of my journey. Thank you for all the love, the inspiration, and may God continue to bless you and the family. Peace. Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Matt. I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much for everything. I hope you have a great birthday. You will celebrate with your beautiful family, and all the best for you. I love you and we love you. Enjoy your birthday. Let's go.
The OG champ, Matt Serra. Real one birthday, bro. Happy birthday. I love you. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all the support and everything that you've been for me since I've gotten to this level, bro. And appreciate you, bro. Hope you enjoy your day.
Happy 50th birthday to the champion of the world, Matt Serra!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. That's dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. We have a fun episode. We're going to be covering 302 today, and we have a special guest host because our dear friend.
Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
What were you going to say?
Our dear friend has turned 50 years old.
How'd you know?
Oh, I knew it. I mean, how did I know? I did a cameo for it.
I know because I didn't hear from you yesterday. You know
Well,
what? Can I start the show by
Sure.
thanking the terrific, the fabulous producer that we have,
Yes.
Jake, the mighty Ginger.
Yes.
He was one of the first. Well,
Yes.
I mean, actually, listen, I'm going to be honest. Spent most of the day just responding, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. So many people that I consider close, and not even close, just people that know me.
Yep.
Just wanted to wish me because, the 5-0 is a big one. So
It's a big one, yeah.
You want to hear from the people that you love and love you. So, I'm glad that someone had to pay whatever they had to pay for your cameo, for you to wish me. It was very nice, it was nice.
Well, I just got it. And,
so you figured kill two birds with one stone. You can make some money and make me, how about this?
Yes.
It was very nice, the stuff you said, but it's not as nice when I know you got paid to say it.
Well, but in fairness, I didn't ask him to do that. And I almost refused it and then just sent him a video. But the reason I didn't is because sometimes guys like to send a cameo. There's something funny about getting a cameo from somebody you know.
I think there's something hysterical about paying one of your best friends on the planet, just paying them.
Look, I just got it. What was I going to do? I didn't want it to not go through.
All right, well, listen.
Let me say this. Let me start with, of course, happy birthday. I knew I would talk to you today, and we have a special. I even renamed myself in your honor. Yeah.
First of all, you're not the birthday boy. I'm the birthday boy.
And we have a special guest host.
Oh, who is it? Is it Dana White? Oh, we having Dana on this morning?
And I got a bunch of 50th birthday jokes about aging. I'm going to throw at you.
Wait a second. Is it Joe Rogan? Are you getting my good friend back on here?
Did somebody tell you who he had?
Oh, do we look at that? I guessed it.
Let's bring him in. Let's bring in our guest host.
Come on, man.
Bring in our guest host. I don't even want to say his name.
I'm shooting high. I'm shooting. Now listen. I'm so happy to see Dean Thomas.
Man, what's happening?
Thank you. And thank you for yesterday. Dean Thomas does he have a filter on his face to make him look like Webster? He is looking so young.
You do look young, Dean.
I am. What am I, dude? You are a goddamn chameleon. No, sometimes he wears like suits with a weird
it's an ascot.
That's what I meant.
Yes.
And other times, like, look at you now. You probably get your ID checked when you go.
I do, man.
What is different
Collagen.
about you? Your face, you shaved.
Collagen?
Yeah, collagen. I
Are you getting
shave and I take
injections?
collagen.
Ah, do they do injections?
No. I just drink it.
Oh, it's a I didn't know it was a beverage. I thought it was a pill.
Yeah, no, it's a drink, man. I just put the powder in and I take it. And
It
it's
really
making
helps.
me nice and young.
Dean Thomas, how old are you now? I know we're talking about my big 50. I'm 50.
I know.
You know, that just sounds weird.
And,
You guys-
I sent you a message yesterday. Did you get the message?
What message did you send?
I sent you a message yesterday, a happy birthday message.
I'm looking at it right now.
See, Jim, this is
I know.
You know how Matt is?
I sent him one too.
No, I know you did, Dean. Hold on. You're a good friend.
Yup.
Get that money, peace.
That's not me.
That's what you said?
No.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, I told you about I told you. All right. The sum of I'm now looking at the text. I was telling my good friend, who does wish me happy birthday. I was telling him about my YouTube thing I'm doing at the end of July.
Yes.
To get that money, and then
Oh yeah, that was an old
seen him
text.
say goodbye and that kind of slang.
Yeah.
Where am I? Hold on. Oh, where? Did we have a long text?
No, it was a quick little short text to strike up a conversation, but you was too busy partying.
Did you? Oh, you texted me the night before. Oh man, listen. Oh, I told you about the. What's good? What's good with you, player?
That's not.
I gotta put on my voice. All right, let's do that again.
Yeah.
And let me see. I don't even, dude. I can't even. Did you sure you texted me?
I swear it.
Your fam is awesome. Love to hear. I'm bragging about my family.
That's an old one.
Listen.
Hey, listen. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that I heard that you was coming out with an album for your 50th birthday.
What's the album?
This.
What's going on? What is? I don't know, Jimmy. You're the comedian here. You like that?
I do. G Unit. It's a picture of Matt dressed in G Unit, with the guns blazing, the UFC
right.
belt. The belt looks right. Yeah, half the body looks right. And 50th Serra, the massacre.
Yeah.
No, 50 Serra, not 50 Cent.
I like it.
50 Serra.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
What?
I like it.
Well, I collabed with Jake. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Hold on a second.
That's like a video game.
I need that. Could you please? Now this. I said the other one's a 5 out of 10.
What is this one?
Is a 10? Well,
Yeah.
He has 2 biceps. I have
true.
to. I'm a man for detail. I obviously. I mean, if I just had this, you got to do something about the one bicep. But let me tell you something.
That's not bad.
I see that every day in the mirror. That's what I see.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got I believe it was your text, Jimmy, about it was a couple of weeks ago when we did do the 50th show. And it was, first of all, it was a little weird that you texted me this, but they always say, like, when you get older, like, the people can't take their shirt off. You requested I do the show with the whole show.
I did.
Shirt off, and I go, Jimmy. First of all, that's embarrassing for me.
Yeah. But what's embarrassing for me is I wrote chirp. I just actually spelled.
Damn, man.
I meant to say pants.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I missed your joke. Hold on. Look at that screen, and then picture me with the thing on. But Jimmy, no, I got your text about me doing the whole show with my shirt off.
I understand. I'm glad you decided to do it.
And but
That's you two.
it's not.
It doesn't look like me.
I look like Will Sasso on steroids.
I know you look like Will Sasso as curly.
I look a little like, but dude, listen to me. I have a.
Why am I wearing a bow tie?
That looks like us in the multiverse, Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't wear a bow tie.
That's when they go through the portal that Doctor Strange opens, and that's how we meet our bizarro selves. That guy don't look like me though. That looks just like a big meathead.
It doesn't look like me either.
Is that an AI thing? How'd you guys do that?
Yeah.
That was AI.
Should I put my shirt back on? Am I making?
No,
sense?
you look great.
I'm 50.
You look good. You know, Matt.
How'd you get looking like that? What did you do?
I'm going gluten-free again. Oh, not today though. Ciro made me pizza, and I'm eating that. I'm eating the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, oh, dude, he could have been a chef. If he never left Italy, he would have been a chef.
You
But
know,
hey, I'm going gluten-free, and that's pretty much it. I'm taking these shakes called. Is this gonna bore everybody?
no, not at all.
Well, listen. We gotta talk about fights. But yeah, enough about me. And I'm gonna put the shirt back on.
Matt, don't let aging get you down. It's too hard to get back up again.
No, don't.
That's an old dad joke, huh, Jim?
Yeah.
Let's talk some fights.
Sure. Matt, you're so old. You walked into an antique shop. They sold you.
That's Sean Strickland.
Well, I mean, I had Costa by 4 rounds.
Did you really?
No.
What?
Oh,
you're funny.
I'm making fun of the worst job of judging I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah, but it was like that all night.
but I mean that.
First of all,
it
hold on.
was.
How did I lose my shirt? I'm literally in my room.
But it was insane to watch. I mean, I think did he have a 4? Did he have him 4 rounds to 1 or?
You might have been able to get 1 round out of there with Costa.
Sure. I wouldn't have minded to what would it have been? 1 round, sure.
And Dean Thomas, I'm sure you have experience with this. I know I have with a couple of guys. When you hit them and even when you feel like you hit them good and they don't get off you, like it's that Nick Diaz type pressure.
Yeah.
I've dealt with guys like that. Like, and it's annoying, man. It's frustrating and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. You don't know how exhausting it is. You don't get a chance to breathe. And I believe we might have seen a different Costa if he knew it was only 3 rounds. I think that he knew. Has he ever went 5 rounds before?
Well, he said
He
that
fought on
afterwards.
Asanya. Oh, he fought on Asanya, but he lost in I think the second.
No, he lost to him, and he also went. How many rounds did he go with Marvin Vettori?
That was a
He went
decision,
5.
I think. Am I crazy? Yeah. I think,
I think he went 5 with Vittori.
And he also faded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that might be in the back of his mind. And you're dealing with a guy with pressure like that. He's one of those unique guys to fight because how many guys are going to stay in that almost like that Philly shell and do that teep kick? How many guys are going to mimic that like that? Like, in sparring, that's got to be hard to mimic. What do you think, Dean?
Well, here's the thing too, is that not only that, but you can barely hit him. Like you said, when you hit him your hardest and they keep coming, but you can barely hit Sean because he does this weird thing where he almost puts his arms out and you end up punching his arms.
Yeah.
So like he's walking forward, you're punching his arms. He backs up a little bit. He kicks you in the stomach. He's so frustrating to fight that I think it really frustrated Paul Acosta. But Paul Acosta said this afterwards. He said he was trying to conserve his energy and he was trying to score points. And he said he didn't want it. He said he'll never do that again. He said he's going to take people's heads off. So I think the 5 rounds actually really fucked Paulo Costa because he tried to pace himself, and he's not a 5-round fighter. He's a sprinter.
Yeah.
What's the key to a guy like because he's putting pressure on you, and Costa at one point did actually stop. And I don't remember what round it was, but he actually did stop him from moving forward, and he was doing fairly well when he was stopping Strickland. Like, it's easy to sit here and just go, well, just don't let him pressure, just keep moving forward. But what is the way to do that against a guy like Strickland, where you stop him from moving forward?
Well, I think you got to shoot takedowns, man. I think you got to really, because Strickland stands so tall, they're like you could shoot double legs and at least get him to respect that and maybe stop walking forward that way. But if you're not shooting takedowns on him, like he's going to just keep walking forward.
Now, that's 100%. I agree with you, Dean, because keeping him guessing is one thing. But with Paulo and with Strickland being so good at getting up, with a guy that's concerned about his gas tank, you have to have the gas tank for that. A guy like The Rock could do that all day long. Aljo, the way he times it and his control. Guys aren't getting back up. I don't think Paulo has that control.
He don't have that.
He has everything with him is explosiveness. So with Paulo, what he would have to do, which is easier said than done, is stand his ground and give him something to respect. That's what he said afterwards. I'm going to try to take his head off. You weren't doing it in there. And I know afterwards he was regretting not trying to land some hurting bombs in close. And again, he stays in the pocket with you, Sean. So it's dangerous because he rolls, he comes back. If he gives him nothing to respect, he'll just keep smothering you. You know what I mean? So, again, that mixed in with the takedowns, I'm with you, dude. I think that would be more of the game plan to go. Then to try to stay on the outside and do leg kicks because
no, that's a bad strategy. That's a terrible strategy.
I think what's that? The little guy with the glasses, Coach Eric.
Oh, Eric Albison.
He came up with that game plan. That little guy, the little fat guy.
Also,
I love Eric Albison, man. What are you talking about, Captain America?
Yeah, man. I just like to take a little shots at him because he said one time I was chubby, but I mean, obviously I'm not chubby, so I shouldn't take offense. But
I thought Costa's corner did a bad job by him telling him he was up 2-1 in the third round or after 3. Again, and Dave Tyrelli, the judge, had it that way too, but he was clearly down, and they were like, "We think you're up 2-1." I'm like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" I guess I don't know how guys can see fights so differently. And the fact that everybody was on this Tyrelli for giving 4 rounds to Paulo makes me know that I saw it the right way because everybody else saw it the same way. What happens with that? How does a guy see a fight so differently? What could he possibly be stressing when Costa's moving back the entire fight and being pressured and not dictating the pace and being outstruck?
Jimmy, before my ADD kicks in, back to the corner work.
Sure.
I agree with you. And then at the same time, I really want to give Dean Thomas. It might have been you. It might have been. It was either one. It might have been DC. Somebody said during, and I agree. 100%.
Yes.
Now listen, it might have been what Paulo needed to hear. If he felt like he was losing, and he's, if he felt he was up, it might have given him the confidence to get that last round. It might have been what he needed to hear. A lot of times I like to be brutally honest. Like, listen, man, you obviously down. How many rounds? It's do or die right now. It's that type of attitude. And you've seen a difference when he knew he only had 5 minutes left. You've seen a little difference.
It was a difference, yeah. For sure.
It was the guy that if he showed up like that in the first round, if you don't believe in your gas tank, you're afraid to pull that trigger and at least pull it too many times because you're getting more tired. And this guy is after you. And what I like about Strickland is he's very patient on his attack. He's persistent. But then when he pounces and he smells blood, he gets ferocious. Like, you know what I mean? And he starts unloading. So there was a few of those glimpses, but you need a dance partner to dance with. And Paulo was just putting his foot on the gas, going backwards the whole time. That's what you got.
Well, Sean's a tactician. And Matt, I was the one who did say that because I felt
you
like
did. Thomas.
Yeah,
I felt like you said that.
Well, because I felt like Paulo Costa's the type of guy who would break. And who would lose focus in a fight if he felt like he was losing control of it. So by them telling him he was winning, I felt like he would continue to fight good. I thought he would maybe pick it up even more if he thought he was winning.
Dean, I'm telling you, when I heard it on there, I'm sorry to give you the credit for it. Listen, it was literally, we were celebrating a party. I was doing grappa, but I remember when I heard that, I go, dude, that's actually, it depends on the fighter. It really does. Yeah. You see different coaches, you see the same coach talk to different fighters differently. It's what he might have needed. But
does that serve you right? Let me ask you guys as fighters, does that serve you? Because he did it I think it was after the 3rd round. So I maybe in the 4th round, they needed that to keep him going. But if he has 1 round left and he's down, doesn't it serve better to tell because if the guy thinks he's fighting for a decision and he's actually down 3-1, isn't it better to tell him the truth again in the last round, at least, if not the 4th?
Definitely the last round.
Yeah, the fucking last
you need
round,
a knockout, bro.
And they did a good job that last round, letting them know you need this round,
Yeah, and Strickland's corner said the same thing. He's like, I'm not
Jim,
happy. Yeah.
To answer your question about seeing it differently, everybody has a bias when they watch fights. So, these guys going into fights, they might have a bias towards wrestling or a bias towards striking. Now, they're supposed to play by the same rules and look at it the same way based on damage. Now, the fact that Costa was running around and kicking the legs, he might have saw that as damage from where he was going because Strickland wasn't really getting off that much either. So he might have saw the leg kicks as damage, and that's how he scored it. That's the only excuse that I can have for him. But other than that, I don't know how he could have scored it for Costa.
Yeah, because nobody else saw it that way. It's like it wasn't like there was a few of the people said it was like everybody I heard said that was an abominable. And I was watching it. I'm like, I love leg kicks. There's nothing I enjoy more than leg kicks. But I was like, that just. I mean, I'm sure it hurt, but it didn't seem to have any effect on the fight.
But even the first fight of the night, Mitch Rapasso and Andre Lima, like that was a terrible decision. I was like, wow.
29-28 when they had a 30-27. Yeah, it's crazy to go the opposite way of a 30-27. Yeah.
Can I tell you guys what's very strange though with David Torelli is I cornered. He used to be a fighter on the Tiger Showmans.
Yes.
Did he really?
Look him up in the whatever databanks. I don't know how you find up these guys. But listen, David Torelli, I cornered versus him. Luke Cuomo fought him more than once. I believe twice. And he was a tough guy.
Yeah.
He knows fighting. So this is what's odd about. Yes, he fought him twice. Yes, I know because I cornered him. It was fucking 20 plus years ago. Yeah, there you go. In June 03 and August 03. They were good fights, man. And Luke Cuomo was a really good fighter back in the day. He was the Ultimate Fighter runner-up.
I remember.
And he was a very tough fighter. And Torelli was a tough fighter too. Torelli knows fighting. So this is not some slob that's on a couch. So,
but that's the thing, though. That's proof that I don't believe that fighters just by being a fighter you're going to make a good judge, or because you haven't fought you can't be a good judge. I don't believe that. I think that you don't even have to have a fight to be able to judge them properly, and just because you fought doesn't automatically make you qualified to be a good judge. I think it's a different skill set that you need to have or learn in order to be a good judge, regardless of your background.
Yep. I think you're right. And to quote Strickland, he said that was a high risk, low reward move with the number one ranked guy taking on the number 7 guy. And I think he even yelled, I did the company thing. I did that. But does that merit a title shot? I mean, I think so. Yeah. Well, I mean, he was dethroned by Duplessis and it was a great fight. It was not a beating. So yeah, I think he deserves it.
Hey, beating / controversial. It was a very close fight. A lot of guys stood after Strickland, So, if that was not a close fight at all, say, all right, let him have another fight. But that fight was easily could have went to Strickland.
Don't they have to see what Adesanya wants to do, though? Like, I'm guessing they're waiting for Adesanya because they wanted that fight with Duplessis and him. They had gotten in the cage that time, and it just seems like Strickland fucked the whole thing up by beating Adesanya.
I mean, they're going to Perth, right? So you would think that they would probably try to make that happen in Perth.
Yeah.
But I mean, so Jake's talking about the outcome of Whitaker and Chimaev. Obviously, that is in the running as well. But if I'm Strickland, I just wait. You wait it out, right? Regardless of what happens with Chimaev and Whitaker, you wait it out until it's your turn. So you don't take another fight until you get a title shot.
Although at what point, and again, it's a different circumstance because of the age than Stipe. But like, at what point do you go like, fuck, this is just taking years to make this happen? How long do you actually wait?
I mean, you don't wait that. I mean, the division is going to move kind of fast. And I think that there's not a solid champion in there to where the UFC wouldn't strip him of the belt if they weren't moving it fast enough.
Yeah.
So I think he's not going to have to wait that long. I mean, with Jones's case, it's John Jones. They're not stripping John Jones.
Right.
So, yeah. So, when you talk about heavyweights, it's a little different, but in the middleweights, they're going to strip a guy if he's going to stick or if he's not going to defend it soon enough.
When is that card too with Whitaker Chimaev?
Couple weeks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's a couple.
I feel like Whitaker just fought. I feel like he just fought.
Yeah, it's June 22nd. It's in 3 weeks.
Jake, when is the last time he fought? I literally am feeling. And again, this is how fast the fights go. I'm feeling like Whitaker fought with a month ago, and I know I have to be wrong.
Well, he fought Costa.
That was his last fight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and Costa fought yesterday,
yeah.
So yeah, he's fine. That just feels so recent. That's a nice little thing they did.
Hi guys.
Yeah, but I don't like the picture of you, man. They made you look too big.
Yeah, you know what? They use old pictures, and when I was heavy, my head was really big too. I have 34 wins, 14 losses. Jimmy has 19 wins and 29 losses.
What?
We do our picks.
We do our picks.
We had a good week.
Oh,
the crown, guys. Let's talk about some more fights. I love it.
Yeah.
So anyway, congrats to Strickland.
Yep.
Oh, love watching.
Great job. You look great.
Love on the mic. Love everything. Which way do you guys? Every fight was so much fun. Which one do you want to talk about?
We could talk about. I mean, we really haven't talked about Makhachev against Poirier, which was a great fight.
when it's so what made it fun is it was exciting because it basically started, he got the takedown right away. So that's always a scary sign. And you see what he does with powerful dudes like Drew Dober. And once he gets that arm, when he got that Kimura, I was like, okay, I thought it was going to be done. So when he had that first scramble and he got out of it, and then he ended up getting up and away, when he got away, and even when he survived that back and you see he's not getting strangled right away, you're like, okay, now we have a fight. Now he's taking away the takedowns later on. It was fun. Poirier, a beautiful thing about this is even though he's on the fence whether he's going to fight anymore at 35 years old, he's been doing this for such a long time. His stock, even with a loss to Islam, it did not go down.
Right.
Who knows? It might even went up. No fans looked at that fight and said, oh, that Dustin, he let us down. No. They're like, man, he was in it. He was in it to the end.
Yeah.
He tapped, and he even said, you heard him saying he tapped and then went out. That's how tight that choke was on.
No
And you
kidding.
can see this head hits the mat when he's done. Like as soon as he pulls, his head actually did hit the mat. He was clearly out.
Honestly, like other than Dustin winning, that's the perfect ending, though, really, in my opinion. Because think about it like this. Regardless, I think everybody wanted Dustin to win. Everybody in the building wanted Dustin to win. But our heads told us better. We was like, really? I mean, Dustin was still a 5-1 underdog. So we wanted him to win, but we just didn't really fully believe it. In fact, in hindsight, he fought better than I thought he probably would have fought. Like other than like catching Makhachev early, I thought he fought better than I didn't expect him to get out of those positions. So the fact that he was able to get out of those positions and make it very interesting up until the end, and then in the end, he did get tapped out. So there's no controversy about a decision or anything like that. I mean, to me, it's the perfect ending to not only a fight, but if he were to end his career this way, I'd say, man, like you couldn't have done better. Except for maybe winning it.
Did you hear that the judges had it 2-2? Somebody, I was talking to somebody today. Is that true? I mean, because I thought that again, Makhachev was clearly ahead, but maybe I'm just not seeing the right thing. But someone said that one or two of the judges had it 2-2.
Wouldn't surprise me on a night like that,
No, I mean it wouldn't surprise me neither. But there's no way it could have been 2-2. I mean,
I love
just one judge. Is it the same judge we've been
please
talking
don't tell me it was
about?
Dave Torelli. Chris Lee.
Oh, Chris Lee. Okay.
All right. I don't know Chris Lee, but hey man, the ending when he had the single and he scooped it and he threw that.
Oh man,
how great was that? No, then he snatched onto the neck, and you knew that he used that strangle 1,000 times. Like he had it down. So he even said he goes, "Oh, that's one of my his go-tos," in so many words. And oh man, it was just, I love beautiful technique. The whole night, what a night for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, what a night for Jiu-Jitsu in general. And again, I can't say enough about Islam. I think he's just amazing. And I thought the fight lived up to whatever
it did.
A lot of them don't. And when he got him down early, I thought it was going to be an early night.
Yep.
It kept everybody on the feet to the end. So that was great. But Kevin Holland.
Oh,
now, I got to talk to you guys about this because I know I thought that he was going to have the wrong strategy and you know what? We'll never know if he was going to use it or not because I love his jiu-jitsu, but he doesn't choose to use it. It wasn't his choice to get an arm lock. He got knocked down, but was it a punch? Was it a legit punch that knocked him down?
It was a legit punch. Yeah, he dropped him.
And Mikkel jumped on him. And then again, being the black belt that he is, you see a limb, you take it. When you want to fight from within a guard, yes, you could land on the chin and it could be your night, or you could be having your arm going in the other direction. That arm lock was one of those, oh, kids, look away.
I looked away, Matt. I looked away. I'm not going to lie.
Dean, I was doing one of those. I thought that it was going to be like a Steven Seagal movie with the thing coming through. It was about as nasty as it gets. And you knew it was the right call because the second they broke it up, Mikkel went to complain. He's like, almost went to be like, what the hell? And he couldn't lift his arm. He's like, yeah. He's like, what? All right, maybe good call. Dude,
he adjusted twice. Didn't Kevin Holland adjust it twice? He adjusted it once. over his hip, and then he had to adjust it again. Like, oh, Jacek's a tough fucking guy.
Well, you see, and here's the thing, man, and this is what I like about Kevin, was that he used it because he had that option at his disposal. You know, like most guys don't even consider that as an option to throw up an armbar because they're just like, jiu-jitsu doesn't work off your back. That's what the general consensus is. But Kevin, the black belt, who still believes in his jiu-jitsu, had the option. And even though that might not have been on the bingo cards to be in that position anyway, he got put in that position, had the option, and won him a $50,000 bonus. I mean,
you know what's funny? Dean, is that he was saying that, he had it on. He tried to do like the right thing, and he just kept it in position. And then when he saw he's not tapping, all right, he had to take it. But that's the power of jiu-jitsu, man. You go with Mikkel's a killer, man. Mikkel was going for his head.
And he was determined to win that fight.
That's what I love about jiu-jitsu, man. It was a very nice night. I mean, the submissions were just beautiful.
Did he run in like a little recklessly, considering Kevin's a black belt? Did he leave his arm out recklessly, like kind of in a, just wanting to rush for the finish?
Well, in hindsight, yes. I mean, you fight for.
I mean, when you were watching that, did you see like what's it like? He should be more careful.
Happened fast.
No, Jim. It goes back to what I was saying. Most people don't think jiu-jitsu works anymore because you don't see it often. And because you don't see it often, it's because guys aren't practicing it often, because the general consensus is stand up. As soon as you get down, stand up. So you don't even work your guard. But the fact that Kevin had it at his disposal, most guys just run in thinking that you're just going to stand up. But Kevin didn't stand up. He shot the armbar. So, Kevin gets the last laugh on that one.
Oh, hell yeah. And again, I wish he would use it more. I mean, he knocked out Jacare Souza.
Jacare from his back, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I'm not telling him to pull guard or anything, but he has jiu-jitsu, man. He does. And I was happy that even though I thought he'd be picking the wrong strategy, I'm happy that it worked out the way it did. He got to show how dangerous he is, even off his back.
Who do you guys think that Makhachev fights next? I mean, it's Poirier probably.
No. What? Wait, who?
Poirier.
Hold on.
What are you talking
We're talking about Sarukian.
Armin.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Armin Sarukian and Mateusz Gamrot gives him a problem.
Gamrot is the one I would love to see, and I love Sarukian, but I think Gamrot's even more of a problem for him.
They're going to be a problem.
They're both not afraid to go to the floor.
Yeah.
They both can mix it up. And Armin is a young lion, man. Listen,
and they got gas tanks.
Yes. I was impressed when he fought out of that guillotine with Charles Oliveira. I'm like, all right, this kid's he's not in that quick tap club, man. He's, you know what I mean? You're going to have to really put this kid down. And I believe he got a lot of experience. He was in there on a short notice fight versus Islam. He knows the next shot. I think he has a lot of confidence. And that's going to be man, I'll tell you right now, Islam, he's going to have to really take him seriously. I'm not saying he didn't take Dustin seriously, but I think he thought he was going to take him down and smoke him.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Dustin was able to do that to him, if that Islam shows up against Sarukian or Gamrot, that version of Islam shows up against them guys, he loses it. He loses the fight. Because they're going to put a pace on him, a grappling pace on him that I don't think he'll be able to keep up with.
And there's a difference with the gloves on, finishing with the rear naked chokes. Trust me, I know. I've had many backs, and I used to be so good at finishing guys with rear naked chokes, but then with the gloves on, I always had a hard time in the UFC. These guys are seeing Volkanovski last how many rounds with him on his back. Dustin surviving basically a whole round on his back more. It's going to give them confidence when they're there not to panic and get into stupid shit if they study that the right way. So even when they're in these bad positions, if they it doesn't mean it's going to be over for them. So it'll give them hope where therefore they're like, oh shit, this guy takes down and just kills. I could survive this bad position and still be in the fight. You know what I mean? So it's interesting.
But I tell you, he wants to go up to 170 too. He's saying,
that's not happening. That is not happening. You think they're going to hold up the number one division in the UFC so that he can go up to 170?
Not hold it up, but I believe that's a fight for the future. If he takes out Armin,
yeah, he might be able to do that.
I will tell you right now, though. I'm telling you, that fight that's a tough. he gave him a pretty good fight the first time, and that was on
I
short
know.
notice.
Yep.
And the kid grew since then. That was like years ago.
Wasn't that his first fight in the UFC?
And that was his first fight in the UFC.
Yeah, he's booming confidence, that kid. And after what he did to the former champ, I with Charles Oliveira, I love Islam. I just think that fight is just gonna be wild, man.
I know.
Wild.
I just think that they're going to put a pace on him that I'm not sure he's going to be able to keep up with. Because to me, Islam, the reason why he's talking about going up to 170, I think he's sucking down too much to get to 55.
Interesting.
So I don't know if he can keep a high pace up at 55.
Yeah. All right, man. Shit. Yeah. I don't know. But what I do know, there's some more fights to talk about. Hey, Dean Thomas, hold on. What have you been up to, though? Really quick. Come on, man. What's up with you?
Man, I've been working. I've been working I'm working again this weekend. I worked last weekend. I worked at Karate Combat. So man, I'm still a whore, Matt. I'm still an MMA whore.
Now, any podcasts you're doing now? What are you doing? Anything?
I'm still doing Serious and I'm doing another one. I'm trying to build another channel up called Fight Court. So I'm still doing that. So
what's Fight Court about?
Yeah. No, it's just me and Ryan Quinn, who used to fight in Bellator and King Mo. We get on there, and then Natalia Rivera from Peru. We get on there and we just talk shit.
I owe King Mo. I owe King Mo.
I know you. I bet you do.
I owe King Mo one. Remember when we stopped and we visited him on that Dana White looking for a fight that time? We visited his house.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I remember that.
King Mo, man. I appreciate you, man.
Did he share something with you?
Yeah, he's a good man. You know,
yeah,
he had enough to share to the whole Sarah BJJ Academy. I like King Mo a lot. King Mo, he's a good man. So anyway, Dean Thomas, I'm happy you're so busy. And Dean Thomas, what was I going to say? Are you doing stand-up anymore?
I haven't done stand-up in a while, man. But I'm thinking. Now, don't get Matt. I know you're going to love this one.
Please, if the word improv comes out of your mouth, I will leave the show. And
it's not improv. It's not improv.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to judge you. What is it, buddy?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about doing more spoken word and poetry.
Oh.
I'm going to get a sip of my espresso for one and digest what you just.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And the fighter fights, but the puncher punches.
Now, Dean, let me ask you about this. Now, when you're saying spoken word or word? Spoken words?
Spoken word,
like poetry.
Yeah. Oh, it's to say spoken word and spoken words and
poetry.
Now, tell me, like, is this the old, I mean, I'm not big on poetry, but, roses are red.
Yeah, does it rhyme?
Well, I want them to rhyme.
What?
I want them to rhyme.
Oh,
I haven't actually done one yet, but I'm in the process. Like, that's my next venture. I'm in the process of writing poetry. And then
now, spoken word would just be stories, like storytelling.
Yeah. So, but I'm thinking about doing that, like telling stories. That rhyme.
Oh, like a rapper.
Yeah, but
no music.
Not necessarily to a beat.
Not a rapper. No, not a rapper.
Can we hear something? You must have something written down.
No, I don't have anything. But it's just a concept that I have in my head that I want to do.
Like, are you still doing your coffee shop?
I still got the coffee shop. I just left there now. I broke a dish.
That's good luck.
Yeah, well, they had me like bussing tables, so I broke a dish.
Wait, it's your coffee shop?
Yeah.
So
what's it called and where is it?
It's called the Modern Rose in Hollywood, Florida. The Modern Rose Hollywood, and so come check it. It's on Hollywood Boulevard. Come check us out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nice.
Something going on. And we're gonna move on, but I want to know really quick the poetry. What made you one day think of doing this? And have you ever seen the movie? Because when I think of this, I'm thinking of the movie So I Married an Axe Murderer with Michael Myers. Have you ever seen that?
I have not seen that.
Woman.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dude, it is a great movie. It's underrated. And you know, he does a little poetry up there on the stage. I can see
Well-
you do that. Dean, is this, listen, and I'm keeping this politically correct, is this to get some tail, or are you doing this in coffee shops? Are you doing this to look a little prestigious for the ladies?
Yeah, do
What
a
do you-
little, you know what I'm saying? It adds an element of
Oh.
danger to me, right? An
Man.
element of danger.
Mm.
That's what I'm looking for. I need that an edge. It adds an edge to me. And I was going to talk to you, Jim, that maybe I can open for you.
Um,
Oh,
Okay,
Hold on, hold
maybe
on, hold on.
we'll discuss that on the other side.
Jimmy left. He left.
He disappeared.
Now listen, you know who's not going to be appearing at the that Black Pussycat this Wednesday is Dean Thomas. Listen, Dean, I know that was a joke though. You can't start. Would you really start up at a stand-up comedy act by doing poetry?
No, I would definitely not do that.
Oh, thank goodness.
but you want to do spoken word though? Do you really want to? Like Henry Rollins was supposedly very good at spoken word.
Yeah. I want to. I want to really tap into that whole creative side, man, because like I've been really feeling very creative lately. I read the Rick Rubin book and the Questlove book about creativity, and it's really inspired me to tap into that side of me.
What's Rick Rubin's book? Rick Rubin is so interesting and such a great thinker.
It's called The Creative Act.
Yeah.
So, and Dana was like, you got to check out this book. And I'm sure Dana didn't read it. And he was just like trying to hype up his boy. But I mean, it's really good about
Rick
creativity.
Rubin?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm thinking of right now?
What?
Because you know, Dean, we're very good friends.
Yeah.
We are. And I'm just thinking like right now, I'm very proud of you, first of all. You with all your jobs and you're a hustler. And I'm just thinking we're a lot alike in a lot of ways. We have a good sense of humor. We laugh a lot.
Sure.
Talk about life. But like I'm thinking sometimes we're like you're very, and I'm proud of you. You're proud of yourself. You're talking to me about this latest venture. It's very deep. And then I'm thinking how proud I am last night of playing solos on Contractor Showdown and getting second place out of 45 players. And it's not an accomplishment. It's nothing to brag about.
Definitely not.
But when you put 45 pixel little warriors and you drop them on a mountain out of a plane, and I get in there and I have a strategy. And I'm 50 years old and I think about the difference the way our mind thinks. But anyway, I'm back, guys.
Well, no, you know what it is, Matt? Is we're easily entertained by our shit.
Jimmy and Dean. I think as we get older, isn't it? Now you get more and more. People are different. You get more and more on your plate as you get older. Not you're looking great. I meant, you know,
that actually sounds kind of like a little poetic, a little spoken word.
Yeah,
you like that. You get more and more on your plate as you get older. That's good.
Yes. I do
good concept.
I do a little. I'm doing less. I had 2 schools. I have 1. I don't like to do. I do my. You know what I mean? So, is it what makes you happy, or is it just you want to just? What are you doing, Dean? You like just spreading your seed?
I love to try everything.
Yeah,
that's interesting. You do.
Yeah, I want to try. I want to try everything, and I want to be everywhere.
Well, let me ask you, and again, both of you guys, how hard is it to find the same high as fighting? Like, I mean, when you fight, what compares to the dopamine or the rush after that's over or while it's happening? Like, how do you compete with that?
That's the big listen.
Yeah.
Anybody, I would say talk to Cowboy Cerrone because, you know, I get some dopamine by killing people and sniping them in VR. That guy, he does the dirt bikes. He's shooting shotguns.
Yeah, he's a maniac.
Riding houses. We're jumping on bulls. I did ride a bull. But the point is this. He will even tell you there's nothing like the adrenaline and the high of when you win a fight, especially the magnitude of a UFC fight. I mean, Dean Thomas.
Yeah, there's nothing like preparing, going through fight week, making the weight, fighting a guy and winning. Like, there's nothing that compares to that on earth. I don't think. I just think that's, you know, so the guys who do that consistently, they're blessed. Like Poirier, like to have done it so many times at the level and the guys he's done it against.
Everyone.
It's a blessing. Like that's the reward in itself.
Yeah. Did we have who is it? Matt Brown. Did we give him a send off? I mean, I know he like retired.
I gave him a send off on one of my shows.
All right. I don't know if we ever did. I don't know.
I don't-
I don't know why that comes to mind because he retired, then he came back.
Yeah.
He was still in there, just so brutal, and I really enjoyed his fights. And I know he retired kind of he just decided recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did that the proper one. So I just want to say that. That's when my ADD mind works. It just popped into my brain. But that's a guy that he officially left and then he came back and then I think he just then didn't return back. So anyway.
Well, he beat his last fight was he knocked out Court McGee. Well, I'm trying to think. It was about a little over a year ago, about just about a year ago now.
Yeah, but in that time he left.
Yeah.
So he from the sport. But,
So Matt, you know what I'm really trying to do is I'm really waiting for the Acolyte to come out. Really?
What is the Acolyte?
Listen, I'm trying to go in there with an open mind.
Me too.
Like, I don't know, man. I don't have faith in that director. She just seems like I don't like when I'm gonna go in with an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
Trailer scares me.
Well, I mean, if it's anything like that movie with or the show with Rosario Dawson, what was it?
You know, I just think that I mean, I don't know. I want to go in with an open mind, and then we'll talk after it comes out. But I don't know, man. I just think that they're really just crapping on all like the heroic male figure. Like, they know what I mean? It's one thing to build up the girls, which is cool. Like, I like the Force Awakens, man. I enjoyed that one. The other two was such shit that it ruined it. Rian Johnson took a shit all over everything. And but the Force Awakens, man, they had all different cool characters. You know what I mean? But
Jim,
now
you're not a Star Wars fan?
what's that? Jimmy?
Yeah.
He likes the Star Wars Christmas special.
I like that because to me that's the purest form of George Lucas. I like Darth Vader. I think he's probably the best quote unquote villain ever. But I think Darth Maul was a douche. And
What?
oh,
He's
just
the only thing that saved the prequels.
he was a fucking tool with his dumb red mask. He looked like he was in Insidious. Darth Maul, I know his dumb cool name.
He was so cool.
He's like Maul stuff, do you? That really annoyed me.
He never said that he mauls stuff.
No, but I'm saying the name Darth Maul. Fucking
I love
irritating.
Darth Maul.
And I hate that George Lucas.
Everybody loves him.
No,
Jimmy
they don't.
wants to be different.
No, that's not true. I love the first three Star Wars. The first two Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back was great. The first one was great. The third one, they ruined it with the fucking Ewoks, but it was still a good movie.
They originally were going to do a Planet of Wookiees. Sorry. It's a little, I know you wanted that little Jimmy, that nugget of knowledge. I think you wanted to know that. But then they chose Ewoks.
Oh, aren't they adorable? Fucking children's toys. But I enjoyed the first three, and I love the one. Where's the one that was where they had the cameo of Darth at the end?
Oh, that was
ripping
Rogue
shit
One.
apart.
Jimmy loves that.
Oh, yeah.
No, why he
loved
loves
it.
that one, I'll tell you right now. No spoilers, but everybody dies at the end.
It was
why
great,
Jimmy
though.
loves it. That's why he loves that. And then they have a scene of Darth Vader, and he just kills everybody, and it was cool.
He's awesome in that. Yeah.
It leads right into A New Hope, which is Star Wars. It was a prequel to that, pretty much, and it was very cool. And it was kind of dark and depressing. That's why little Jimmy loves it. Jimmy just a little test. Ready, Jimmy? Up, down. Ready, left, right. Anything I say, Jimmy wants to say the opposite.
That's not true. I just like a Darth Vader cameo. I think he's the best, and I just think that without him, I just didn't enjoy like Jar Jar Binks. I don't want to see Liam Neeson fucking running around with his dumb ponytail. Nobody wants to see that.
I like Qui-Jin.
Fucking soy sauce colored hair.
No, stop it. I like Qui-Jin. Qui-Jin was cool.
Who's Qui-Jin?
That's his name, Qui-Jin.
Jar
I don't
Jar.
no, Jar Jar was very.
Ooh.
You be related to Jar. Don't fucking around. Now you like Jar Jar. No?
Nobody like Jar Jar.
Nobody.
No, only George Lucas. Like, he was so proud of that.
Big fat idiot. Yeah.
Right. But anyway, all right. Let's get back to some fun fights.
Fucking
There's a certain
Chewbacca.
fight that makes me just want to twerk.
Can I guess?
Oh,
Almeida Romanov.
no.
No?
Mickey Gall and Basil Hafez.
Now, wait, hold on. Let's talk about the Mickey Gall fight. Mickey Gall, I like Mickey a lot. We haven't spoken to Mickey in a while. He's not what I'm seeing in there is a guy that's not enjoying his job anymore. Something's going on. He's not. He doesn't. He's in there. He's not, and he's not punking out. He's not. He's just not being ferocious. He's not going in there to kill that guy. He's going in there to fight. He's looking to get a game plan going. He's looking to work his strikes. But I mean, the one that went after CM Punk, that's what we need. Treat this guy like CM Punk. Don't be worried about this guy when he gets hit. He's smacking himself in the face. And you know what I mean? He was getting way too much respect. I understand. The guy's a powerful guy. Hits hard. Why am I saying the guy? Can I say his name?
Hafez, yeah.
Yeah, Hafez, sorry. Hafez, I understand. He looks the part. Powerful guy. Dude, you have a guard. Don't just score to touch him and land your jab. Punch through this motherfucker. He's taking you down anyway. We got to take risks. There's no risks being taken. This was this? What was he writing?
His first fight back in 2 years.
All right, yeah.
To be fair, this is the
surgery.
best he looked in those fights. He looked better now than he did 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I thought he was terrible.
But I think there's something he's got to just he's got to go a little more balls out. You know, something's off. I don't know, and I like Mickey a lot. I would like we should talk to him. You know?
Matt, you know how it is, Matt. It's like these guys don't really get a lot of opportunity. Like it's his first fight in 2 years. They don't get a lot of opportunities for trial and error. It's like you fight, and then 2 years, then another year you fight again, and 6 months later you fight, and then 2 years later you fight again. So it's like they don't get an opportunity to really get into a rhythm or a groove, especially with injury.
Listen, I'm just saying. After I lost to you, Dean, I don't know why you want to bring this up. I got cut from the UFC. I was supposed to fight in Japan. That fell through. I don't know what it was, but it was months after I fought you. Then when I fought Jeff Curran. When I fought Jeff Curran, they changed opponents with me 2 weeks out. There was up to almost 10 or there was up to 12 guys they went through. It was a crazy amount where I'm like, just get me somebody. I had my first time cutting down back. Oh, no, I had to cut down to 155. Anyway, my point is this. I didn't fight in how many years. I know what it's like. But you know what you got to do? You got to pull that fucking trigger. What are you going to say? All right, well, this one I'm not going to rust off. If you can't beat Chavez, you can't beat him, then you're not going to belong. You got to treat it like, look, if I can't beat this guy, then I don't belong in here. That's how you got to treat it, man. I'm not listening.
No, I get it, man.
I'm not shitting on him.
And I get it. And that's why all your guys are fucking the way your guys were. And that's why you guys have won fucking titles. Because you guys just have a different mindset.
I mean, it's a fight at the end of the day. You got to treat it like a fight. Well, all right, I'm going to win this round. I mean, you got to look to decapitate him. You got to look to impose your will. Otherwise, what are you doing in there? What's going on?
When Matt, after that fight with Dean, when they you said they cut you, like when they cut you, how do they do it? Like, did they just not renew, or do they call you and go look, or how does it happen?
When that happened, I mean, again, this was 20 plus years ago.
They got rid of the division. Was that when they got rid of the division?
I believe I got like a notice or something in the mail or something. I remember talking to Dana when I was gonna do something over in Japan, but then something fell through at the last second. It was a little. I didn't like the way it was sound. There was like some changes at the last second I did not like, so I did not end up doing it. But I remember when he found out that I was going over there, I talked to him. He called me up. And I was just getting back from the city after some training. And he goes, look, Matt, even though, I was always cool. We always got along. He goes, look, man, we love you. I always want you to consider yourself a UFC fighter and, good luck and this and that. There was no hard feelings. We were always cool. Sure. And then they brought me back to fight a guy named Genki Sudo. Genki Sudo's an old school guy. And then that fell through. And then there was Javier Vasquez. They went through a bunch of different guys. And then ended up being a black belt under Pedro Sawyer named Jeff Curran. Very nice guy. I ended up fighting him. So what was the question again? I
was asking how it happens. And I also, as you were talking, one more question. How does it feel? Like, is it scary? You're like, what the fuck now? Like I've lost the.
No, because, I always had in my mind, I was never like, look, Dean beat me. He definitely outpointed me and beat me. And he was,
definitely.
But it was definitely a hard time to go through, but it was necessary for me to grow 100%. For instance, when that happened in my mind, I'm like, all right, I lost to BJ, which was a very close fight, and then I lost to Dean. But I'm going forward the whole time. I'm not in my mind. I was my ego was saying, "I look, man, they're going away from me. How am I losing?" But
Yeah.
when I step back and be like, "All right, look, man, I had to hold the Dean's leg. He fucking jumped out like a fucking lion, like a fucking gazelle, not a gazelle." Like a fucking something that's like a kangaroo, something man, more. I don't want to say gazelle. You're not a fucking gazelle, but you were on the hole.
Yeah.
But so he was all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? So it forced me to get body lock takedowns and inside leg trips, stuff that I did not have in my arsenal. So I added that in, and then so I didn't have, you know what I mean? So it forced me to come up with things, but different strategies, because the shooting and stuff and the striking, just doing doubles and singles, one, it's exhausting, and I didn't really mind because my endurance was great. But two, it's fucking, you lose that, the guy sprawled out to get away. When I would lose the body lock, it would chain together better with like jiu-jitsu, with the single legs and whatnot. I don't know. Now I'm just ranting, but I learned a lot from those losses, and
Yeah.
it hurt though, for sure. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. No, I was just
a little depressing. I'm like,
sure.
But
Nah, man,
I did use it the right way. And Dean often, and he embarrasses me when he brings this up. But we sparred that time. And all the stories, right? But it never changes. Me and Dean was sparring in one of the first rounds of Tough 4. I hit him with an inside leg trip. And he goes, "Man," he goes, "it took you 14 minutes and 30 seconds to get me down when we fought. It took you 30 seconds now." But Dean, Dean, it embarrasses me when you bring that story up. So please.
Yeah.
It is true. He took me down right away. I was like, where was this at when we fought?
I know. It could have been, we would have been better then. But then I used it on Shoney. But yeah, Dean. So Dean taught me a lot. And he has a tattoo to prove it.
Yeah, I got the tattoo to prove it. But but Jim, to answer your question, for me, it was hard after I got cut from UFC 2, because I was fighting these little bum ass shows regionally, and we were fighting these crazy ass death matches in Japan. Bellator wouldn't sign me. I tried to go to Bellator. That was when I was going to fight my Orga, and that went through. Like, it was tough. It's tough being a free agent sometimes.
Yeah, man, it seems terrifying. Like, when you have an organization behind you, there's a certain amount of fighters in the promotion. Like, there's movement, there's places to go. But yeah, freelancing seems really scary.
No,
Can I just also add, Jimmy, when you say, was I scared? I wasn't scared for myself as far as a job. Like, I always was a teacher and fighter. Like, I was always teaching jiu-jitsu. That was the second I was able to teach at Henzo's at 21, I got out of the security guard booth winning,
Right.
doing private lessons, doing the course at Columbia University 3 times a week, after training, coming back on the subway. I was winning from day one. So the fact that I fought in the UFC, even though I was cut, I'm like, look, man, now what am I doing? Well, I'm back to doing jiu-jitsu. Is that a bad thing? And you know what I mean? And to show how simple I am, I'm doing the same fucking thing. I taught 2 classes today, mother effer. Sorry, Jimmy. Jimmy, I taught 2 classes today.
Yeah.
You know how many arm locks I did?
6.
I mean, well, there was there was more than that. I taught 3. It was a 3 combination of arm locks with some sweeps. So, like, I taught that to class, but now, they don't get it right away. So you got to bring them back in. Then you got to go individually. Listen, man, I don't want to do math. What am I, Matt Arroyo? But let me tell you, I did a lot of fucking arm locks this morning.
Yep.
Just showing him and sweating, taking fucking limbs at 50 years old.
I know, and I got to tell you, Matt, please keep your shirt on, because I'm a bit jealous right now.
Jimmy, no. First of all, no. Everyone now, I don't want to be the only one, guys. For my birthday, shirts off. Let's go. Let's fucking go, guys. Anybody
That's
with me?
crazy.
Are you taking your shirt? Anybody?
No, I'm
will
not taking my shirt off.
No,
I'm good on that.
I just riled up the troops. I feel like,
man,
guys.
No, I'm not riled up.
I look like Derek Lewis before camp. I'm not taking my shirt off.
But you look young, though.
Yeah,
if you
the face is
really
young.
take in collagen, it's great.
Yeah.
How long until it takes effect? Like, how long till you notice something?
I don't know. It's
really
like one of them things. You just wake up one day and people go, "Man, you look young," and I go, "Yeah, I'm taking collagen."
Hey, Dean, don't be going Hollywood and getting the own injections and shit.
Nah, I'm not LL Cool J. I ain't going that route. If I can't like drink it, it ain't happening.
Yeah, I'm an espresso junkie. So wait, let's talk about some more fights, guys. Come on, it's getting late.
Yeah.
This show's flying by, man. When you're having a good time, Jimmy.
Well, now which fight, Matt, made you happy? You didn't say which fight made you really happy.
Which fight made me happy?
Matt, didn't you say that there was a fight that just made you feel whatever it was? And
No.
Jotun Almeida against Romanov because that first round sub.
The Perez versus Edwards fight, the women fight.
Oh,
I didn't say it made me happy.
Yeah.
I said it makes me feel like I want to twerk.
Oh, twerk. I'm sorry.
that was definitely twerk worthy.
You know, and who is that? Her coach or her boyfriend? When he's like pointing to her when she's doing it, he's like,
Nah, that's her coach.
okay. They're very proud of the twerking.
Yeah,
Is that considered twerking? Is that what the kids call twerking?
Twerking.
yeah.
It's like, and there's a video of her teaching Paulo Costa.
Yeah, you see the video? And like her son's in the background. It's just weird to me.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, to each their own, I mean, I wish I could twerk like that.
Well, she trains at the Goat Shed. She's a sweet girl. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, man. Listen, I like it. That's well, I mean, he said what made me happy. I mean, I love a good fight. That was a fun fight, though. It was.
Yeah.
The best is she was trying to get Edwards to twerk with her afterwards. And she's like, nah. She's like, it's all right. Yeah. She's like, thank you. But she's like, come on. She's like smacking her ass. Like, nah. Yeah. Funny. Hey, let me tell you, Grant Dawson versus Joe Selecki. Barn burner. No.
I hated that fight. Honestly, I hated that fight.
You know what it is? Grant was up, he was winning, and he's content on and Selecki's a hard game. Look, you're not just gonna pass him, mount him, and finish him. So he knew what he was dealing with, and you can't really, throw too much shade at Grant Dawson. It's Joe Selecki. You're losing down there. You gotta just open that guard and you can't just keep I know he's looking for arm locks, this and that, but you got to create some scrambles, even if you give your backup.
Well, you know what it was? To me, it was a matchmaking issue. I think they thought it was going to be a good grappling match, and it didn't turn out that way. And Joe Selecki, I thought in the first round, his guard looked great. I was like, man, his guard looked great. But then after he kept getting taken out, I was like, all right, enough of this.
Right.
And it was to me, I felt like it sucked the life out of the arena.
Yeah.
That's a rough review.
It was rough. It was.
It did. It was like after that fight, it never picked back up. It never got back to where it needed to be.
Well, Almeida was right after that, and that was a pretty, again, especially after his last fight, which was not a particularly, the Curtis Blades, but before that, Derek Lewis. That fight with Romanov was very, very exciting. That show.
No, he didn't hit him one time.
I still like that he finally did what he should have done on the floor, though. Like, he's been kind of, he holds guys down, but he doesn't really do a lot of damage. So this really made me happy.
He has world-class jiu-jitsu. He's a little undersized for the division, but I love the fact of a purist in there. What I mean by that is he's a little, it's not that he's awful anywhere else, but, he wants, where he wants it. And the fact that he still gets it there and gets the finish, it's pretty impressive.
And people who love jiu-jitsu predicted that he would have this first-round submission.
Well, Jimmy, I'll tell you right now, if you haven't been training, you might have picked that one wrong. But
that's right.
Since you've been with
Jimmy's been training.
Jimmy has been training.
Yes.
Good for you.
Thank you. Yes, I really like it.
No, not Krav Maga. He's been doing jiu-jitsu a lot. But hey, Nico Price and Alex Morano. Morano, I would like to see this if he had a full camp, because he started off so crisp, and you've seen, especially his style, so active and bouncy. You've seen when he hit the wall, and it's like, oh no.
I felt bad for him.
I felt Nico again. You could always say this, but Alex still is dangerous. But I felt like he was Nico could have put a little bit. I think he might have been able to get him out of there. I mean,
you think part of me thinks, and I hear what you're saying, and part of me thinks that either Nico carried him, or Nico was such a bad finisher, like a bad strategic finisher, that he couldn't do it. Because a good finisher should have finished Alex.
Alex
carried him. Why? Like, why?
I don't know. Like, I just don't think that's what I'm saying, is that Nico is a scrappy fighter. He's tough to beat, but I think that he's just not a good strategic finisher. Like he just doesn't know how to seal the deal like strategically. Like Dustin Poirier, if Dustin Poirier gets you hurt, he's gonna finish you. When some guys get you hurt, they're gonna finish you. I just don't, because Alex Morono was a dead man walking, and Nico was missing punches and going for takedowns. When I was like, what is going on?
Nico's it sounds weird. He's sometimes the most dangerous when you're looking to finish him off. Like he's such a
exactly.
Like that time with Randy Brown, he got him.
Yeah.
You know, so but props to Nico though. He came through. You know, the guy's got 5 kids.
Yeah, he's always excited.
And Alex will be back. He's 6 kids. I'm sorry. About to have his 7th. All right. I undershot it there. And Randy
condom
Brown,
sponsor.
Guys, Randy Brown's looking better and better. I mean, he's just looking so crisp on his feet. And he's got a very nice jab. His movement he's all over the place. He's looking bad. He just continues to grow as a fighter.
Yeah, he's won 4 out of 5. I'm checking his record to see if it's even better than that. But he's
5 out of 6, right?
No, 7 out of 8.
7 out of 8. Oh my God.
7 out of 8 fights. Jack Della Maddalena is the only fight he lost. And he got subbed by Jack, but he's won 7 out of 8 fights.
Hey man, what a night of fights! Do we have more next week? Do we have any more next week or no?
Yeah,
I believe we do.
Cannonier and Imavov.
Imavov, yeah.
Oh, are you working that one, Dean Thomas?
Yeah, I'm leaving Thursday to Louisville.
Dean Thomas.
Ah.
How do you have time for poetry? You're traveling all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, but I also and don't laugh at me, don't make fun of me. But I bought a ticket to the Haley Reinhart concert.
What is that?
Who's that?
She's like a jazz singer. Like she's like a 30-year-old jazz singer. She does a lot of covers too.
Oh, and now we're unfamiliar. So so why would I make fun of you about? Why would I? Is it not a very would I not be into her music?
No, probably not. But also, I paid for the meet and greet experience.
Oh, so you're gonna meet her afterwards? What are you gonna get a picture?
No, yeah, I want to get a picture.
Dean Thomas is. Know what I love about Dean Thomas? He's not afraid to be himself, Jimmy.
No, he's not. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm the only me.
Yes, you are.
Don't listen. There's only one Dean Thomas.
Yeah.
You know, Dean. Listen, man. I always like when you're on. I love to hear your latest fucking adventures. You always got something going on, man.
But what I want to do, man, is I want to come to New York and just hang out for a day like I did before.
Yes.
That's why
we had a good time, man.
Yeah.
Hey, do it this summer, dude. And I don't want to invite you. I don't want to do this without asking, but we'll go to Abe's house, bro. It's like a resort. Abe loves.
Oh, is it?
Oh, I know. We went out to eat with Abe, and he he had them go out to get the orange soda for Molly McCann, and you know how he rolls.
Yeah.
To his house. It's a nice time.
All right, yeah, that's what we're gonna do then.
The slides. It's almost like a resort, and we have a good time over there. So I want to tell Abe we're coming over for a barbecue.
Yeah, you guys will have fun doing that.
Oh, hi, Jimmy. You're still here?
You guys will have a great time.
Come on, Jimmy. Will you come with us? Why don't you come?
No, Dean. I can't. I just.
No, Jimmy. No, Jimmy.
I mean, it sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Busy that day, huh?
Jimmy's
watching your hair.
Why don't you take a day out and just go to Sarah BJJ and hang out with me?
I want to. I would love to. It'd have to be like on probably a Friday, but I can do it. I also don't want to. I feel like I'm inconveniencing you.
Yeah, dude, are you kidding me? I'll take you to Umberto's after. Well, are you gonna eat? What are you eating now?
I mean, look at me. I'm a fat fuck. I'm the only guy to take jujitsu and get fat. I mean, I'm eating everything my wife puts on the table because I'm not pursuing other women. So I'm fucking all my dopamine is coming through food.
Hey, let's close the show. We're taking our shirts off.
I'm not taking my.
All right, guys, listen, man.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Thank you, guys. Anything you guys want to plug?
Dean's coffee shop on Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood, Florida. What's it called, Dean?
The Modern Rose Hollywood. Make sure y'all check that out.
Yeah, go support that. Dean, you're great on the mic. When you come in and you give your perspectives, you're fucking always right. It's really great. You're so good at that, man. And I have Fat Black Pussycat on Wednesday, and then I'm in Idaho Friday, Portland, Oregon Saturday.
Catch me here on UFC Unfiltered. Jimmy, I should just go. But
I'll see
listen,
you
man, I got
Wednesday.
nothing to say. I just have such a good time with you guys. Guys, thank you so much. You made my birthday extra special.
Happy
All right,
birthday.
y'all. Be cool, man. Peace.
Dean, thank you. Bye, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Matt.